Hello, Mike. Hello, Tyler. I am your great uncle, Josh. So this is what I look like, and here is the basement. A little cold today, so I'm wearing a jacket. So I'm going to show you guys how to build this little Dune Buggy thing I got you guys. It looks like Lego, but it's not. It's not actually Lego. It's compatible with Lego. Like all the individual components are perfectly capable of working with Lego that you might have or Lego Technic. And if you're new to Lego Technic and all that, I'd love to show you guys how to do this. If you know everything about Lego, that's fine. I just hope I can share my experience of working with Lego because I very much enjoy Lego. So, anyways, this Dune Buggy thing is pretty cool. You turn it on with a button right back here. You just quick press. You see a little blue light come on, and so you have steering with the remote it comes with. And back, forward. It's relatively fast. It also has headlights, so I think that's kind of amusing. Now, why they can't just stay on all the time, I have no idea, but those are the headlights. There it is from the overhead again. I like how it has really big wheels, and all the suspension is completely functional. It has a really nice steering wheel mechanism. Look at that suspension. Oh, very fun. Anyways, it comes to you in a box. Like this one. I shipped you guys one each. And let's get cracking. I like to take all the stuff out of the box first. And this first video is an introduction to me, so you know what I'm looking like and what I sound like. And it's just going to be talking while I organize the parts. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's get in there. I like to use a little knife to cut the tape. Let's see here. There's a bag for the suspension and steering knuckles. This has the power brick that has the power and the controller. It also has the remote control. I like how when they ship it, the wheels have little surprises inside. Almost all the bricks that you're going to have come in this one single bag of bags. The instruction manual is just like any Lego product. It's graphical, and what I like about it is they will ghost or lighten the color of the stuff you don't have to pay attention to. And the only thing with full color is the new stuff that you're adding to a part. Like right here, all the parts are colored, and then they're ghosted, right? And then this darkened one which has the color of the actual part in the kit, is the only thing with color. So it helps you keep track of which one you're on. The other cool thing is if you're not sure of, like this one says use a number 5 axle, right? Well, you might think, well, how big is a number 5 axle? Well, the cool part is on pages like that have that, they'll actually have a full scale model of it on the page. So you just compare to this little model here, and if it's the same length, you're good. But here's the headlights. And the box is empty, fellas. The thing that really draws your attention are these little bags. There are 4 wheels. Set those aside. And then there are 4 bags of powered components. These are the headlights. Actually have little LEDs that fit in Lego Technic studs. And this is an old accessory style plug there. And then there's a part in the middle that kind of gets in the way, but we'll figure out what to do with that later. So I'm going to set that right there. This is one of the motors that allows the buggy to drive around. You'll see it also has one of those little plugs on it. Relatively short lead. There's the motor. It has a little R on it for right motor. This vehicle has actually 2 motors in it. And one is for the right motor and one is for the left motor. So we need that. Go ahead and box the other one. You can buy these genuine from Lego. Exact same parts, exact same fit, exact same performance. But from Lego it'll cost like 6 to 10 times more. And the quality will be higher from Lego. They have quality assurance at Lego that the Chinese can't match at this price level. If you don't mind paying more, I mean, Chinese companies make stuff like the iPhone, which from a quality assurance perspective is perfect. Nothing better than that, right? But we went ahead and went cheap on these. So those are the motors. This is a special kind of motor. The last one here. This is the steering motor. So when you hit power to this, it only turns a little bit left or a little bit right. It doesn't keep going. So a little bit left or a little bit right. And this is what powers the steering control on this. So that motor is actually hidden right under the steering column here. So anyways, let's continue the unboxing. This right here is the intelligent brick. It's surprisingly small. This is the thing that has the rechargeable battery in it, and it's lithium polymer, so it's very strong, but it also has the remote control inside, which either uses the remote control that it comes with, or you can scan that card or the box the QR code on the iOS or Android store, and that can get you an app that allows you to control it, so you don't need this one. And the app is cool because the app lets you do some upgrades to your performance that you can't get with just the built-in remote. Set the remote aside. Now this is rechargeable, so you don't have to keep buying batteries for it. So it comes with a micro USB. And let's get that charged. So while that's flashing red, that means it's charging. And when it's steady red, that means it's done charging. Just keep that going off on the side here. If you follow the instructions, they actually, there is apparently an order to follow for unboxing and unbagging the parts, but I like to start every build by taking all the parts out so that I can see them. So let's see. Let's see what that looks like. Those are pretty fun parts. These are steering knuckles. So one end goes into the wheel, the other one goes into the steering mechanism. You only have two of them, so don't lose them, or else you can't make a dune buggy that drives. These are the springs that'll go into the shocks. So set those aside. Of course, you've already been introduced to the wheels. So I'll put those at the extreme edge of our wheel. That leaves the big bag. Better get used to that sound. You're going to hear it a lot. Those are your rims. And they go into the wheels. You can put them in right away. There's nothing stopping you. I like to squeeze both sides of the tire to line it up with the rims. This is technically not Lego, but fun thing about Lego is the world's largest manufacturer of tires by quantity. So there's no company that makes more tires than Lego. It's not Goodyear, it's not Pirelli, it's not Yokohama. It's Lego, a little Danish company. again, popping the rim in by squeezing both sides of the tire at the same time. It's just like putting a new tire on a bicycle rim. The bead is seated. Excellent. So put those aside. Oh wait, one more. I do love the Lego kits with huge wheels. Just really gives me a laugh, because the wheels that I played with as a child were, no bigger around than my pinky. They were kind of silly and small, but there we go. So the big tip here. These are, I call these girders, because they're framing components that are long, and they provide attachment points all along them. So this right here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is an 11 girder. So it's 11 pieces long. And this is a special girder. It has a 45-degree bend in it. So those will come in handy. Inside this bag, I also just found the ends of the shocks too. So let's set those with the shocks for keeping things organized. There's some axles here. You can shove axles into the motors, make them spin. And turn them into a top. But we don't need to do that yet. So I'm going to put all my axles by the wheels. All axles by the wheels, by size, so I know which ones to grab later. Just like a Lego kit, they have a little part here that helps you pull bricks apart that get stuck. These are conventional Lego bricks that don't have any holes in them, so they're not Technic like these. These are Technic. Those are conventional Lego bricks. So those snap right on top of Lego-like devices. Like, you can see the studs. You can click this on there, and just like Lego. I'll set those over here. This is a gear, actually. But instead of a gear that goes around and around, this gear goes side to side. It's called a rack. Flat girders are half as thick as regular girders. These are suspension wishbone kit parts. You can see them in the finished model right here. Oh, nice. These are the tops of the shocks. So to make it easier to not lose parts, let's go ahead and assemble those right now. So we have two parts that go together, but if you put the spring on them, in this video I introduced it to Mike and Tyler, but this is for anyone. This is for Hannah, BJ, any of your friends, anybody that wants someone to talk them through the whole building process of the kit. Because sometimes the instructions don't make sense until somebody who's done it before talks you through it, and then it makes sense. You can show other people how to do it. There's no wrong way to put these together. They only go together one way. So those are together. Here's a few aesthetic components that don't provide structure for this design. You can leave them out and the Dune Buggy will work just as well, but might as well keep them around. Okay, that bag is sorted. I'll put these over here by the, there we go. Now we're getting into small pieces. Here's some steering linkages. They have ball joints on the end. It's going to come in handy later, so I'm going to put that by the wishbones. The steering wheel is aesthetic because it doesn't actually do anything. Here's some more aesthetic components. So these are knuckles that will be very handy for the suspension later. This is interesting because this is a regular Lego brick, right? It has the two studs on top. It's 3 little panels high. You find you can take regular bricks and Technic bricks, and you can stick them together. If you take the studs, you shove them into the holes of the Technic brick. So that's how regular Lego can be put into Technic Lego designs. This Lego brick is also interesting because it actually has a cross-shaped hole that you can use to stick axles in. So this is a special type of collared axle that doesn't let it fall all the way through. So I'm going to put that over here. You can see that there's different lengths of axle. There's a whole bunch of these long ones, and there's one that's a little bit shorter. There's the collared axles, which I believe go to the motors. There should be 4 of them in this kit. I'm hoping they're in one of the other packages. Oh, look, a shorter one. See? Long, a little shorter, a little shorter. These are girders still, but they're only half as thick. So if I stack 2 of them, then they're the same thickness as a regular girder. Look at this girder. This girder is only 3 long, very short, but it goes in the girder section. knuckles, 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 knuckles. Some short girders that are red. The color for the girders doesn't matter. They do the same thing. These little elbows are fun because they allow you to stick axles in the ends. And now you have a special beam. They're used aesthetically in the model for the rail here, but you can make them structural. Nothing wrong with that. So elbows. I'm going to put the elbows over here. Elbows, elbows. Now we're getting into one of the parts that helps you assemble girders together. It has posts that go through the holes, so you can see. Look at that. Now I can do something really fun and stick those through other beams and girders. Now we're clicking stuff together. And Lego Technic is fun because every time you join two pieces, you form a hinge. So that means you can make things at an angle. You can't do that with regular Lego. Well, you technically can, but it's a lot harder to do. So we just did a very small experiment there to see if these fit together. Elbows, elbows. Knuckles, knuckles. Knuckles. These are fun because they can hold an axle on one side, and they can hold posts on the other side. So now I've made something mechanical there, really quick. I'm going to move this way with those. Another girder. Ooh, I want to get into that one next. Big warning. You only get one gear with the default kit. I sent you guys a bag of other gears for experimentation, but you only get one gear with this kit. And the one gear is used. Remember I mentioned the rack? That's what that gear is used for. It moves back and forth. The rack. This is used to make the steering work. So I'm going to put that over by the steering knuckles. I think these are for the suspension. I can't remember. Some more half girders. Half. Here's half girders that are bent. So I'll put this right there. Oh, I remember what those are for. And here's a straight knuckle, or straight elbow, so that you can make very long axle-shaped objects. Let's take it. Oh, here's a 90-degree elbow. Look at that. Stick other axles into that. So that's one of the many ways you can build with this type of kit, the Technic kit. So those elbows are going to go that way. Elbows, elbows, elbows. So So those are straight elbows. Those are 90-degree elbows. 90. Oh, that's not. That is. It's not an elbow. I'm not sure what to call that, so I'm gonna leave it out. It's like a crank object here. I'm not sure. I forgot what that's for. But it has a post on one end that can go into a girder. Right. And then an axle end. The axles can stick into it. So it's all really they call it Technic. Well, there you go. You get technical with it. Some axles have features on it, like this one has a little flange on it, so that if I try to put it through a hole, which they fit through perfectly, by the way, it can't go through. And look at that, it's perfectly flat with one side. It's very satisfying to put those together. You see it spins freely. And look. It doesn't fall off. Not sure what to do with the cranks. I'll stick them in the middle. Here is another example of two different colors, but it's the exact same part. You do the same thing. There's black and gray. So these are black and gray. Again, same part. I'm looking at these cranks, and they feel very steering wheel to me, so I'm going to stick them over in the steering section. Alright. Now these parts, these last 4 bags are so tiny that it's almost not worth it to organize them. This is fun because it's an axle, but it's orange. So there's one end you can stick in these holes like Lego pieces. And then the other end sticks out. It has a collar in between. It's really weird. And to prove that it's compatible with Lego, here's that Lego piece I pointed out before. Here's the axle. And the short end of the axle plugs right in. There you go, it's a walrus. So the value of doing this arrangement, it's called knolling, by the way. It's the process of arranging things on a table by part size and function, so that it'll be easier later to grab them while you're putting together the actual model. Ooh, half girders, half girders. Half girders. Half girders. There's actually a story behind these. When Lego Technic first came out, I think it was in the early 80s. Early 1980s. They didn't have this part. And what's cool about this part is it very simply allows you to add an axle through one way and then 90 degrees to that you can add a post, and this will be very useful later in the design. But this one little part makes it very simple to build large, complicated structures quickly. But it didn't exist. It was the fans of Lego complained that no such part existed, and everyone agreed in the community of Lego builders that such a thing should exist. But Lego didn't make it. And everyone's writing to Lego and saying, hey, I really wish this existed. And you know what Lego did? Lego said, you're right. And those guys made this part, which has a post and then 90 degrees has an axle. So yeah, the section for axles is getting pretty complicated, but I think it's worth it to do it this way, because it's very difficult for me to concentrate on big fields of identical looking parts. All right, let's take a look at a different camera video. These last few bags you can just dump out together. Doesn't matter. So these parts right here are called ball joints. What they do is they click together with socket joints. And what's fun about this kind of joint is it can freely move around and up and down. It can point in any direction. Up and down, all around. The ball joint's a lot like what you have in your hip on your legs, so that you can move it all around. And these Legos have the same thing. Let me show it snapping together again. It's a nice satisfying snap. Very difficult to get apart. In fact, I think I will use this technique to make it more difficult to lose those parts. Just snap them together. And I think in the final design, this is how the steering is connected. Oh yeah. Oh, that's also how that other part works too. Let's see if I can find the next few. So these other two, the actual steering linkage is these little guys here. Very, very free to move. Very loosey-goosey. the other end, it might look like I'm missing two parts here for the other end. That's because those other parts are the steering knuckles. So that's how the steering knuckle is attached. And I'm partially assembling those together because it just makes it a lot harder to lose those parts later on. So that's steering linkage on a steering knuckle. The ball and socket joint. Alright, look at all these crazy little parts. Oh boy. The glue that's going to hold together your model are these two parts. These three parts. One is a post with two on one side and one on the other. It's 3 long. The other one is a post with one on each side. And the other one is one with an axle on one side and a post on the other. So this 3 long one is fun because you can assemble 3 different girders together in one spot. All with that one part. So it's like a very long nail you can stick parts together with. So I call those three posts. This is actually one significant difference between original Lego and this homage to Lego. On original Lego, these and these are the same color. This light blue is the same color as this. The light blue one and this have the same color. But you can tell the difference between these imitation Legos because they have a dark 3-post. They also, I don't know if you can see this, they also have variation of color because they don't have the same quality assurance and attention to detail of regular Legos. They're a lot cheaper though. These are the tiniest girders. They're only 2 long and they only accept axles. These are full collars. You can see they're wide, and these are half collars. They go on axles. So full collars, half collars. Ooh. Some yellow half collars. They do the same thing. These little domes don't do anything in the design. They're aesthetic. Get those collars. Girders. Shock collars. Ooh, some red ones. Nice. That's gonna make some pretty stuff. these are the shortest axles. They're only 2 long. So you can see they're as long as 2 of these are wide. And color code, they're all red. It's pretty easy to see them in a group. These are the red ones. So. I know the audio is going to be rough on this because I can hear my sleeves sliding against the table edge, but what are you going to do? I wanted to wear a jacket and feel cozy. Another type of axle, you don't have many, or a post. These posts have a regular post on one side, but then another part on the other side that makes them compatible with Lego. So here's a Lego piece. Alright, Lego piece. The short end can go right into the Lego piece. Fits just like regular Lego. And then the post you can stick into a beam. There, I just added a piece of Lego to a girder. And that's how the two worlds get together. There's nothing to grab onto to pull that out. So you can use the pushy outie tool, which is right here, to pushy outie. So the pushy outie tool pushed it out most of the way, and now I can just grab it out. So posty post, pen tool. All the blue ones do their own thing. Like I said, those are glue that hold the design together. On Lego, you just stick each part together. They stick. But Technic is more exciting because look at all these different ways you can attach the pieces together. It's closer to the real world where you could, say, nail things together, or drill 2 things together, or weld them together. You have options. So that takes care of the knolling. All the parts are arranged on a nice clean view here. You can see that all the parts are separated by size and color. It makes it a lot easier to put together the kit with the instructions. We do have a pile of plastic over here we've got to do something about. But the beauty of owning my own shop in the basement is I can just grab it and I can throw it on the floor. And I don't think there's anyone that can complain. There we go. Nice. Wow, we organized the whole thing. The next thing to do will be break open the instructions. Go to step 1 and begin building this thing. This will take a while, but it'll go a lot faster because all our parts are organized. So anyways, I'm your Grunkle Josh, and I'll be talking you through how to put this all together. And thank you very much for watching this far if you did. And if you didn't, that's fine. I'll try to break it up into chapters so you can switch right to the part that you need instead of having to watch, all 10 hours of video. But yeah, that was 50 minutes. Oh my gosh, that took a while. But hopefully we'll get a little quicker. Check the charging status. We're still charging on that, so there's still time. Mine doesn't have batteries in it, my remote, but your guys does, because I took the kit apart and charged this all the way on both of them, and I put batteries in both of them, so you should be able to just hit the switch and have power. You can tell because when it has a battery in it and you hit the switch, you get a blue light. Ooh, it's washed out a little bit. Oh no, I can't even see that on the camera. Oh, there it goes. Blue light. So, anyways. I will see you in the next chapter for beginning assembly of the Dune Buggy. And I'm looking forward to getting this thing together. I'm also looking forward to competing with you guys, at least virtually, on how to make it faster or how to complete race courses better. The one that I made for speed is right there, but there's a cheat in there. And I can't tell you how I cheated, but there is a cheat in there that I'll tell you about at some point. Well, anyways, don't let this big mess fool you. It goes together pretty easily. Have a good night, and it's a pleasure to finally meet you guys. Good night, BJ. Good night, Hannah. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably.